Hello. Good evening. Good afternoon. Good morning. We're preparing for another meditation. 30 minutes of pure joy. Hello, Jessica. Hope you've had a glorious day. Whatever you've been doing. Hello, Heather. How are you these days? Hello, David. And Tony. And Laura. And Elizabeth. And Julie. And Elsa. It's just amazing. Been working. Working all day. Fortunately, Jessica, fortunately is the word, surely. What's unfortunate about that? The birds, yes. Beautiful birds. Close the window now. There are many birds out there. So you're fortunate then, Jessica, surely. Very fortunate. Very lucky. Lucky lady. Hello, Elizabeth and Dawn. Good to hear, Heather. I found a mouse today in my shed. Made a nice little nest. The cute mouse has taken up residency in the shed. Along with the birds. I think it's been enjoying some of the bird seed. There's a big bucket of bird seed. So he's having a field day in there for months, I think. There's also a very small mouse, like they call them foals, field mouse, that appears. But this one is a regular sized mouse. Okay, hello everybody. Welcome. We are here on the 9th of July. This is when this is being streamed live. And it's the 109th session for our meditation together at home. We are safe, aren't we? What are we? Everywhere you go now it says, stay safe, stay safe, stay safe. Look down, stay safe. Look up, stay safe, stay safe, stay safe. But as we know, when we are training the mind, we also have to recognize where the greatest threat or danger is coming from. the point of view of our happiness and well-being is coming from inside, is it not? Because even if we're physically sick, which we all will be one day, this is part and parcel of human life, isn't it? If our mind is healthy, positive, not under the influence of delusion, we don't have to be unhappy or unpeaceful. But if we have delusion present in our mind, then even if we are healthy, we're not necessarily unhappy. So the real safety comes from being attentive to what is happening in our mind, or alert, to stay alert. Now we've started to learn about this with respect to external activity, and we're learning every day how to some degree protect ourselves from an external danger. How do we protect ourselves from internal danger? This is what we're interested in these sessions. Delusion. Now, one of the main delusions is this sense of feeling isolated, feeling independent, feeling cut off and disconnected. And based on that, looking at others and seeing faults, seeing their lack of kindness. This is the danger. This is delusion. This causes all manner of problems, much, much more elaborate than a physical sickness. Physical sickness, we just get sick physically. Yeah. Mental sickness, mental disease, when our mind isn't at ease, which is a lot of the time, causes all manner of difficulties and problems, and is much more serious than external. But because we are so focused on external, our body, we believe that to be far more serious than anything that could happen to our mind. But if we understand the power of our mind, we understand this is what we need to protect. I'm not saying we shouldn't protect our body as well, of course, but it's applying what we're learning with this external threat to internal, which is coming from delusion and this sense of separation from others. The meditation on remembering the kindness of others, which we are highlighting at the moment, is a beautiful way to fall in love again with everybody. That special feeling when we fall in love and have that open heart, there's a warmth, there's a glow, there's a ready back glow around us, isn't there? Everything is right. Even if we're sick, actually, as long as our loved one is there, we're okay. Why does that feel so good? Partly because our heart is opening. Heart chakra, which we are looking at opening on these meditations. The wider our heart can open, the happier we become. It's as simple as that. Yeah. The tighter it is, the more miserable we are. Sounds so straightforward, doesn't it? Because it is. This organ here, inside here, the brain, so the confusion going on up here. Could we have too much of this? Could we do this? What about this? What? But. Always analyzing, because that's how we've been trained. Analyze, critique, analyze, critique. Protect yourself. Look after number one, no one else will. Other people are dangerous. Lock your doors, get CCTV, get guard dogs, protect yourself. Yeah. Look at all these evil people everywhere, doing all these bad things we're told about every day. And if we're not careful, we can be brainwashed into believing that everyone is a threat. The training in affectionate love is saying that's one way of viewing others, but another way is to view the kindness and to melt into affectionate love for others. More and more people, all, and eventually everybody. You know, what about this person? What about that person? Well, just don't. If you're not ready to think about them yet, don't. And build up your capacity until we include all living beings without exception. Yeah. But we start somewhere with our loved ones, our nearest and dearest, and so on and so forth, and build up our capacity. Look for reasons to love others, realizing that the essential human nature is compassion and loving kindness. I was saying in the class last night, you know, if we break our leg, which hopefully we don't, but maybe you have done, you're not just left, are you? There's a history as human beings when someone is sick, like that, generally, most of the time, we take care of that person. Compassion. When that's compassion in action. And we will see that as soon as we get sick. When we were born, which we all were, not that long ago, we were picked up, weren't we? Immediately. With what? Compassion. Our very first interaction with this human realm was compassion. It's deep. And in meditation, we need to connect with that deep compassion that we received, that we do receive, the kindness of others that we've received today. The only reason we are doing this now is due to the kindness of others. And there's a lot of them involved in this. Nothing really to do with me. Yeah. Yet the fact that I'm here is due to the kindness of millions and millions of people. Yeah. This depends upon countless people. So we think, wow. And then as a result of seeing that, we melt into this interconnected world where we feel part of the world and there's a sense of meaning. And then our mind is vast and open and we can easily meditate on the nature of our mind, which is like a sky. When we do that, remembering the kindness of others. And then when we finish the meditation, we just keep that affectionate love going. And we can't wait to think about or see people in the same way that mind you had when you first had a relationship with someone. We can't, because we know affectionate love will come. Imagine having that when you encounter people, whoever they are. It's training. It's possible. And we make a start now by taking some mindful breaths, bringing our attention into our body. Deep inhalation and breathing out. Deep inhalation And breathing out. Deep inhalation. And breathing out. Deep inhalation. And breathing out. Deep inhalation. And breathing out. We set our compassionate intention, remembering the extraordinary kindness we receive every moment of our life. The compassion we have been on the receiving end of is quite extraordinary. We cultivate a compassionate intention. How wonderful if all living beings could be free from their problems and difficulties. And I'm training in meditation this evening to help this come about. And then we engage in 9-round breathing to help us purify any impure energy in our body and to breathe out any negativity. So we press down on the left nostril and breathe in through the right. Deep inhalation and switch. Breathe out 3 times. Deep inhalation. Switch. Breathe out 3 times. Deep inhalation through both nostrils. Hold it. And breathe out 3 times. And try again. Deep inhalation. And again. Hold it. And breathe out 3 times. And breathing through both nostrils. Hold it. And breathe out. 3 times. And the final round, do in your own time, whenever you're ready. In our mind, we offer thanks to countless beings for this opportunity. Sense of deep gratitude. Everything we have has come from others. My body is like a mountain, rooted, stable, present. My breath, like the wind, and my mind, like the sky. It's almost as though I am the sky. space, clarity, cognizing. Our thoughts, where do they come from? Where do they go? No distractions. They're not obstacles, they're clouds. Where do they come from? Where do they go? There is no boundary, in the vast space around me. And as our session concludes, we dedicate all the good energy in our practice so it benefits all living beings. And that we can continue our training and meditation every day. And we dedicate to remember the extraordinary kindness we receive moment by moment. Okay, thank you very much. And when you're ready, we open our eyes and try to look through eyes that are influenced by affectionate love. We try to look softly at our world. Try to look at people through understanding eyes, compassionate eyes. And we extend our heartfelt thanks to them. And as often arises, our ego pops up and says, "What about it? How is that kind?" We try to increase our capacity and appreciate that. For example, if someone is criticizing us or giving us a hard time in some way, we try to transform our view. It doesn't mean to say we don't take precaution, and sometimes we need to physically move from a situation, but if it's a day-to-day challenge, when that just mentally when they start becoming negative towards them, upset and impatient, we can think, this person is helping me to train my mind now. And we can be inspired by the great Indian meditation master, Venerable Atisha, who took a form of Buddhism to Tibet. And when Atisha traveled to Tibet, he took with him an entourage, to make the journey overland. And part of the group was a chef, cook, someone who cooked for him. Now this chef had a short temper, a bad temper, and because Atisha was such a high teacher, generally everyone respected him. He was venerated, looked up to, which is, for a practitioner, can be a problem. because you're always being looked up to, increased pride and so forth, and almost like your life is too comfortable. But he had this cook with him, and when he arrived in Tibet, also the Tibetans, very respectful to Atisha for bringing this very practical form of Buddhist meditation to Tibet. But they couldn't help but notice this bad-tempered chef, stroke assistant, who, was just disrespectful to Atisha and like humiliating him in public and so forth. And the Tibetans always asking, why don't you let one of us respectful students help you and get rid of this arrogant chef with no respect? And Atisha, Venerable Atisha, said, no, I need him. I need this. He's very precious to me because he's helping me to train my mind. And without him, how would I continue training in patience? How would I continue training in compassion when everyone else is respecting me and my life is so easy? So he's showing a good example. So they often talk about, the Atisha's cook. So we all have them. Only one, maybe two, maybe 10. People in our life who we are frustrated with. Maybe we even moan about them with fellow co-workers. And we feel resentful. Maybe we can't sleep at night because of them. Maybe we can't bear to look at them or think about them, anything like that. But with a creative approach, we can turn the situation around and think, well, life is impermanent. This person's not going to be in my life forever. Whether I like it or not, this is what happens. People come and go. And maybe this person appearing now, I can put an end to this pattern of reaction that I have in my life. Because what happens is, like, if you have a difficulty with someone, they may eventually go, and we don't deal with it and we blame them. They eventually may go, but then someone else comes, another person comes, and then the emotion arises again. But you can go to the other side of the world, but we take the emotion and the reaction with us. So we could think to ourselves, right, I'm going to put an end to this now. I'm going to put an end to this cycle of reaction. Yeah. We often think, friends are people who support us. But if people support our negativity, are they a friend? Yeah, like if people are encouraging us to be negative and angry towards somebody, is that actually helpful? So we make a decision. It's often when like if someone at work or in meditation, make a decision, right? I'm going to change my attitude. We don't have to tell them, we don't have to say anything, but inside you think, right, what can I learn from this relationship? And then we'll see we learn a lot, much more than reading a book or going to a formal teaching. There are, as Atisha said about the chef, the cook, this is my greatest teacher. Atisha had many teachers, many esteemed teachers. But at the moment, this person is teaching me the art of patience. And then, how kind. So with respect to the kindness theme, yeah, someone brings a delivery to our door, very kind. We think about tea that we're drinking, where it's come from. This is the starting point, you know. The bed we're going to sleep on tonight. How kind, yeah. And we always keep that going. That is the foundation for this training in remembering the kindness of others. We have to keep doing that. If we go into autopilot, we forget the kindness of others. We become conscious of that, and then we can apply it to more challenging situations. So finally, these relationships, we're going to think, how kind of this person to be appearing in my life now, to be my spiritual teacher. And this is when we will make real change in our heart. Up until that point, it's lovely. It's all floral and, you know, Instagram quotes, etc. But when we can get into the nitty-gritty, and we can apply what we're learning to that, we'll see change immediately. Good luck. I'll be here tomorrow night, or even tomorrow morning, sorry, at 8 a.m. Have a great rest of the evening, afternoon. Thank you.